We have a,
Is that you?
that is me.
Beautiful as always.
Darker hair.
So what are we doing here?
It's only been 30 years, Martha. I don't know why. You would
This
look
was-
any different.
Yes, it's 30 years ago.
Oh.
What happened to you?
That was about.
I love that.
Anyway.
Our mission really is to surround students with a community of support, empowering them to stay in school and achieve in life. We have site coordinators embedded in every school we serve, getting to know students there, building relationships, identifying their strengths and their challenges, and wrapping supports around them.
What CIS allowed us to do in partnership was to really build that culture, the school culture, that sense of belonging.
A wonderful opportunity to work along with people I did know, but also along the side of administrators and teachers and other people in the community that really wanted to help build better lives for the children that were being served.
I think the power of having CIS within the school system is the students don't need to go anywhere to get help. It's all brought to them.
Sometimes students can get missed. Sometimes they can feel like they don't have a voice to speak for themselves. Even in the collaboration that we have with parents, not only do I think of advocacy for the students in itself, but also think of advocacy for the parents of those students.
It's bringing our students into small groups, whether it's lunch groups or social and emotional learning groups, or even working with our students academically or behaviorally. Whatever their goal is, that's something that I have the opportunity to work with the students on.
I have witnessed our CIS coordinators working hand in hand with our social workers and our leadership teams.
The types of problems our students are dealing with, especially from the pandemic, it feels like everything's heightened.
There's so many underlying things going on as to why they hadn't been coming to school. Some family issues, some mental health issues, all sorts of things.
I think there's a lot of kids that go through problems at home and they have issues with expressing their feelings. I didn't want to talk, I didn't trust her, it was scary, but she kept at it, and I think that's something that you have to do. I opened up with her and I began to really trust her, and I think that's really important, especially with somebody that has a lot of issues trusting people and adults that are supposed to help them.
I've been able to help students realize that we have more in common than not.
The research that shows you only have to have one person in your life that believes in you. That's all it takes.
I love the connection point of how a community can rally support around a student. I think that's so vital for kids to know that there are people outside of their network that care about them and want them to succeed.
The whole model of bringing communities into the schools, that was just new to me.
I don't think at the time everybody in Chesterfield County thought it was maybe a good idea. And that bringing that team together is what enabled us to get off to a good start.
They very quickly accepted the site coordinator when they found out that the site coordinator was getting that student help that they needed so that they showed up in class every day, or the site coordinator was helping work with the family to get a place to live and get food over the weekends, whatever it was.
I see that every school does a little bit differently to meet the needs of their students, but that the framework still exists. How do we make sure that every student is successful, that we are removing barriers?
I'm really impressed with our staff, our communities and school staff. They are highly skilled, very enthusiastic about helping the kids, and it's quite impressive.
Laura has done a great job of reaching students when teachers can't, when school counselors can't. Again, Laura can make those connections and partnerships with families to provide them with different resources and supports. And I think that's life-saving because that's giving families and students another chance.
Building those relationships, I am successful in building those strong communication within my school community, whether it's with our students, with our administrators, with our teachers, but also our families and our community partners.
Every challenge that our students are bringing into the building, so many of the adults are bringing in as well. And so really moving from just being integrated student supports to really being integrated family supports and integrated community supports, because it's all connected.
Having been an educator for 10 years, I know the kinds of barriers that students face when they come to school, and now being in the position to help remove those barriers and support them in whatever way they need is a really fulfilling role that I get to play.
I love the start and the finish, because sometimes when I meet a student, the start is a little rocky, and then when we get to the end, I can't get them out of my office. Or even the start of you know, I need to work with you to help you graduate, and then to get to see them walk across the stage.
We're a really different looking school system than we were 30 years ago. We've got a tremendously different situation when it comes to poverty. We know Chesterfield County has almost 65,000 students, and nearly 40% of them are economically disadvantaged. We're a really, really diverse school system. We have students that come from all over the world, but it also means we have to be intentional in how we support those families. Schools can't do all this alone. We have to have the whole community invested in our kids.
To see CIS grow to what it is now, to hear folks in meetings saying, when do I get CIS in my building and when do I receive that additional support?
We were in 6 schools, and today we are in 13 schools. We have more than doubled our size. We're serving 13,000 kids.
As we're growing and serving more students, we've had to change a lot as an organization, which is a good thing.
The need just far outweighs what we can serve today.
We've got to keep pushing and challenging the board, challenging the investors, and challenging the school system to keep working together to do even more down the road, because there are more needs out there than there were before.
We know there are 20 plus schools that we still need to be in. So that's our charge moving forward. We've got to grow to meet the need that's in our community so that every student has what they need to be successful.